love bugs, and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are having a lovely day. I'm doing all right. I'm not great. I'm not terrible. There's been a lot going on, and I was gonna do like a use up the stash and chat video, which I'm still going to do, but I kind of felt like I wanted to just like sit down and I guess vent a little bit. I don't know, y'all are a little crooked. I was watching a video that Jackie Aina recently posted about Black YouTubers and relatability and people feeling like Black YouTubers are no longer relatable, etc., etc. And it's funny because I have really been kind of feeling a lot of the same feelings that Jackie and other larger Black content creators have been feeling, just for completely opposite reasons, right? And I don't know, I feel like whenever you decide to come out and voice your opinion as a content creator, no matter who you are, you get backlash because people feel like you should just have this undying appreciation and you shouldn't share your feelings, and you know, you shouldn't project what you're feeling. But at the same time, I also feel like everybody gets to project what they feel onto us. We're not supposed to say anything. Like, we're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to care. And it's always, oh, well, you signed up for this. But the truth of the matter is, like, no, the fuck I did not. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys about, like, kind of, I feel like I've been a little distant with my content. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that and just be very candid with you. And hopefully you guys will actually listen to what I'm saying and not just sit here and like listen to respond, but actually listen to what I'm saying. So if you are interested in just chilling with me and just hearing where I'm at right now, grab a cup of coffee. I'm gonna try not to make this too long. Let's get right into it. First things first, I just want to say that, like, always know, and I feel like I am somebody who is always on here like thanking you guys and telling you guys how much I appreciate you. And so whatever I feel, whether it's positive or negative, it's never coming from a place of not being grateful for where I am or what I have. But also know that, like, I'm still a person and I still have feelings just like everybody else on the planet. But I really was just like, Jackie's video really resonated with me because she was talking about how a lot of people get into this area of being content creators, especially being Black, that they get into this area of relatability and people get way too comfortable, and all of a sudden they have way too many expectations that they would never even be able to keep up for themselves. And it can become kind of toxic, and it can become very draining as a content creator. And I kind of started feeling this last year with going into quarantine. And you know, I feel like a lot of us in this influencer space did this in general, but especially those of us who are smaller content creators, a lot of us really went out of our way to try to create safe spaces for the people who watch us. And you know, after really talking to you guys, you know, y'all were like, we really just want you to go on like business as usual, and you know, kind of be a place for us to come to and just relax and not have to think about all the horrible things that are going on in the world. And I feel like a lot of us really took to that last year during quarantine, and it was something that I myself, but I know a lot of my other content creator friends were very passionate about, because like at the end of the day, especially when you're a small content creator, you definitely do have this closeness, and I feel like that's definitely something that I've cultivated here on this channel. But I feel like, especially now with making the choice of kind of stepping back from the workforce, you guys know I've been through a lot this year with the job stuff, most of it COVID related, and getting hired in the middle of like layoffs and stuff like that. And it's been a hot mess. Like, people swear up and down that nobody wants to work, but I mean, a whole lot of these places are just firing people en masse, you know? So it's like, can't have both. But I just decided to step away. I feel like I've been in this place where I'm starting to realize that I'm not really the person that I had set myself up to be in college. You know, like I was going through a very traumatizing experience in college of being incredibly ill and having an illness that a lot of people, especially medical professionals, didn't take seriously. And I kind of developed this boss bitch kind of persona and attitude as a way to cope with the trauma that I was dealing with at the time. And now that a lot of that is behind me, you know, like I obviously I still have the disease, but I'm not in a constant state of pain. I'm not in a constant state of survival mode. It's like turning around and picking up all the pieces and trying to figure out where you fit into the world again, because you realize that the place that you carved out for yourself is literally just, it was just one big coping mechanism, you know, like you carved this place out for yourself that literally revolved around your pain and your trauma. And then when everything is, you know, good, you're like, okay, what do I do now? Because you weren't, it just, things feel so hopeless that you don't expect to be in a position where there is another option. Like it starts to feel like that's the only thing that you have. And that's kind of where I was. And I've been trying to figure out where I fit into my community as far as my career goes, what I genuinely want my career path to be, because I don't feel like the career path that I was on in college is the career path that I want to be on. Not that I don't want to be in the same field. I do want to be in the same field, but I kind of set myself up to take the easy route when it came to finding a job and starting a career. And I'm realizing that that's not what I want to do. And I'm kind of rewiring everything essentially and working on putting myself into different positions and kind of pulling the rug up from under myself and making myself try new things and be in different spaces and be in spaces that are uncomfortable so that I can actually do meaningful work. Because I'm realizing that now, after being kind of torn away from my industry, I'm realizing that nobody in my industry is doing meaningful work. For the most part, the people that are seen aren't actually doing meaningful work. And I'm trying to figure out where I fit in all that. So, you know, it's not like I wouldn't call it like an identity crisis. I think it's just that I'm realizing that now I do have options because I actually got help. And I was kind of selling myself short in looking for a career path. And I think that God just kept trying to tell me, like, it's not, like, this isn't panning out because this isn't what you should be doing, you know, like, you have a greater purpose. And I've been working on discovering what that is. And so being on YouTube, it's nice because I can sustain myself monetarily. I can take care of myself monetarily being on YouTube full-time for the meantime, and not have to worry about clocking into a job that completely makes me absolutely miserable. Like I've spent so much of my life miserable, like majority of my childhood, even though I had, you know, an amazing upbringing and great parents. Like I spent the majority of my childhood in pain. I spent the majority of my teenage years in pain, and pretty much the majority of my 20s was wiped out by my disease. So coming back and discovering who I am, like, it's a privilege to be able to do that. And I've been taking that time and kind of pouring my creativity and trying to really pour the things that I want to see in the world into this channel. And it's really frustrating because as much as I love you guys, I feel like just in general as a small creator, this community especially, but I feel like in general on YouTube, there is a huge expectation for small creators, but there's no reciprocity. And it sucks, especially in Black spaces. You know, we have this whole thing going on with people trying to push this idea that the natural hair community is just toxic and it can't be saved and blah, 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 blah. And I genuinely don't believe that. There are toxic people everywhere. I mean, if you think about the beauty community, the first two people that you think of are James Charles and Jeffree Star. And we all know that James Charles and Jeffree Star aren't the only people in the beauty community. So I don't subscribe to that. And I feel like the people that are trying to make you genuinely believe that that is all this community is are actually the people that are the most toxic. And they're trying to absolve themselves of their toxicity by saying that everyone else is toxic too. And so look away from what I'm doing over here, because all of y'all are toxic and I shouldn't have to be held accountable. But the thing is, all of that starts to trickle down to smaller creators, because you guys want us to be super hardworking. Like, you want us to give you 2 to 3 videos a week. You want creativity. You don't want the same thing over and over again, even though you constantly ask us to do the same things over and over again. You want absolute honesty. Like, you don't want us to make mistakes. You want us to be perfect people. And I know that a lot of you guys aren't thinking about it this way when you say these things, but that's how it projects. Like, you hold us to this extremely high standard, and on top of that, like, you want all of these things and then still expect us not to get paid for our work. And you abandon our channels when we start to get paid for our work. And I just think that's honestly like a huge slap in the face to those of us who have gone out of our way to make ourselves accessible to our community and available to the people who watch us and to the people who have supported us. And I get it. There are a whole lot of people out here that lie, just straight up bald-faced lie. They're getting a check, and so they lie to you. But I'll just tell you this, there are a whole lot of people that are lying to your asses for free. I get, you know, sometimes you can make poor decisions as a content creator because you're trying to figure all of this shit out. It's not easy. Like, you are your own manager, like, you're your own videographer, you're your own stylist, you're your own makeup artist, you're all these things, and you're trying to just figure everything out. And I don't think there's anyone on this platform that has had a brand deal that can say that there isn't at least one brand deal that they have done that they regret doing. And it's not that they lied. It's just that if they look back on it, they probably would have chosen to work with a better company, or they would have chosen to work with somebody who was more willing to allow them to be themselves. It's been really frustrating because I get a lot of requests to the point of where sometimes it comes off as harassment about doing certain things on my channels, either, you know, more personal content that I don't feel like doing. And I think a lot of you guys feel really comfortable with asking for certain things because I'm an open book to an extent. Like, there's a lot that I tell you guys, but there's still certain things that I don't talk about on here because at the end of the day, I feel like I should be able to go to bed and still have something left for myself. Or certain types of content that you guys ask me for that you just don't engage with. Like, you pay dust. Like, literally last week was so frustrating because, you know, I'm not just putting this content out there just willy-nilly, right? Like, I'm asking you guys if this is what you want to see. You're constantly DMing me and in the comments asking to see this content. But then when I post it, crickets, you know? Or when I make a comment of, well, I have to be mindful about what you guys will watch, and everyone pops up, oh, well, I'll watch whatever you post. I like you, I'll watch whatever you post. I don't care about what other subscribers want to see. I care about what you want to post. But when I post the video, crickets. People are quick to make requests, but when they get what they want, they don't engage with the video. Like, y'all just let it flop. And then you have this core audience who feels like you don't want to do what they want you to do. And they're mad at you because you don't want to do what they want you to do. But the reality is, I cannot continue to expend all of this energy creating content that you are not willing to engage with. I know I'm not the only person feeling this way. I know my boo, Mo from All Things Moelle, she had kind of had like a mini hiatus, and when she came back, she expressed the same things. Like, you know, you work really hard. I'm not expecting to get 100,000 views on a video. I know that that's not the type of channel that this is. Like, this is a channel that specific people are going to mesh into and relate to, and I'm okay with that. I'm not looking for my video to blow up or go viral, but when people are asking you to show up and do different things, and then when you give them that content, they don't want to engage with it. I'm not pivoting. I'm still doing my hair content, but I go hard to make certain types of content for you guys, to make beautiful videos out of the limited resources that I have. And literally the only person in the comments is somebody telling me to use fortified shampoo for fast hair growth. Like, that'll be the only damn comment. And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, so you want me to give you content, but you don't want to reciprocate. And that's just not how it works, you know? But, oh, and especially when it's sponsored. Don't let that paid promotion label be up there, because as soon as you see that paid promotion label, or I say, so-and-so is going to sponsor this video, you click out, you know? Like, a lot of people are like, hey, you know, you should get more sponsorships, but a lot of the sponsorships that I've had on here, like, y'all haven't watched them. Like, they're still sitting at like 150, 200 views. Y'all haven't watched them. It's like, I'm working with brands, but I'm not working with them on here, because it's like, when I am doing what I aspire to do, I get paid dust, you know? I'm definitely feeling like a little bit of fatigue being on here, because I want to be able to be my creative self. Like, I feel like as I've been on YouTube and as I've continued to explore and get to know you guys and understand what kind of things you guys like, I feel like that fuels my creativity. And whenever I feel like I'm being forced into a box, I don't like it. I have a very creative mind, but when I feel like I'm being forced to be limited, it kind of makes me shut down, and I don't like that feeling. And it's not that I don't love doing natural hair content. You guys know that I love doing natural hair content, but first of all, this channel was never just natural hair. It has never just been natural hair. And second of all, a lot of you guys will complain that, you know, there's only so many wash and goes you can do. There's only so many twist outs you can do, and blah, blah this and blah, blah that. But then when you're not getting the same regurgitated content, you don't watch it. Like, it just doesn't make any damn sense to me. Like, even to the point where, and I know a lot of you guys like mean well, so like, don't take this the wrong way at all, but like, I'll post a video on a Wednesday, and on a Friday, I'll get a request for a video that's literally regurgitating the same stuff as what I posted on Wednesday. Why do I have to continue to regurgitate the same things over and over again? Or why do I have to continue to show the same products and regurgitate the same information over and over again for you to feel like I'm being honest? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, because now, especially this year, I've been trying a lot of new things, and there's just a lot of certain content that you guys really enjoy, and so I create it. But then when I don't name the same exact products that I've named in every single video, it's, well, I thought you liked this. Why isn't there she sent it in the video? Why isn't there XYZ in the video? And I'm just like, but I shouldn't have to continue to show you that every single video for you to believe that I like it. Am I not allowed to like new things? Am I not allowed to try new things? Like, isn't that the point of what I'm doing here? Like, as a content creator who does product reviews, aren't I allowed to have the room to like something new? Like, when did it get to the point that I had to just basically reiterate the same information over and over and over and over again for me to be trusted? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to sit here and beg you to believe that I'm honest. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm beyond that, you know? Like, I feel like when you start, like, you really want people to relate to you, and you really want people to know, like, I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to be 100 with you, and I'm always going to be honest with you guys. And if I feel like there's something that you guys should know as an audience, like, I'm going to tell you that. Or if I see something that I don't like, I'm going to be honest about it. Like, if it really touches my spirit, I'm going to say something, you know? But at the same time, like, I shouldn't have to consistently reiterate that I'm an honest person, you know? Like, I'm not going to do that. honestly, a lot of the money out here ain't even good enough for me to lie about. Like, if it were really about money, the amount of money that a whole lot of these brands want to pay us as small Black content creators, it ain't worth the damn lie in the first place. I'm just being real with you. We come on here and we work hard to give you guys quality content. We work hard to give you guys good information. And it's like, as soon as we deviate, even in the slightest, it's like everybody turns their head. Really, what I'm just feeling like I'm mildly suffocated by the platform that I have created. And the thing is, like, two things can exist at the same time. You can be really proud of what you built, but you can also feel like you should be allowed to grow within what it is that you have created and make it more than what it already is. And it's really frustrating when you feel like the people that, you know, you love aren't open to letting you grow. I feel like I've been kind of distant with you guys. Like, I haven't really done a lot of like sit down talk through type videos like I usually do. Obviously, I stopped doing Self-Care Sunday because it was just getting like way too monotonous. Like, I know you guys love that, but we did what, like 2 straight years of Self-Care Sunday, like me literally reviewing a brand new deep conditioner every year, and you know, every week for 2 years straight. Like, that's a lot. But a lot of it has also just been because I don't feel like I have a lot to talk about, because I don't want to come on camera and be bitter with you guys. You know, like it's like I said in that community post a week ago, like my attitude, like it just wasn't right. And I don't want to create and put that energy onto you guys. But I also feel like I can't move past that feeling if I'm not honest about how I am feeling. Myself, as well as other creators, are just really tired of being forced into a box, and we're tired of being like micromanaged by the people who watch us, and we're tired of all of these high expectations and feeling like we're not allowed to mess up, or you know, we're not allowed to be paid for our work, you know. Like, we have to stick in this relatable bubble, and it bothers me that relatability seems to come off as being monotonous and broke. Like, I don't like that that's how relatability comes off to you guys, because at the end of the day, like, this is hard work. We should be getting paid for our work. I don't think anyone should ever work for free. Okay? It's bothersome that at some point you see relatability shift into that, and it's really uncomfortable. Y'all got to give people room. Like, you have to give us room to grow and continue to learn, you know? Because a lot of us are kind of getting capped off at this place where we don't want to be stuck at. We don't want to be huge YouTubers, but at the same time, like, we also want to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor, you know? And a lot of you guys will say, I can't believe you don't have this number of subscribers, but I mean, you can believe it when your creativity is capped off, and you can believe it when, you know, people want you to be held at this certain place and not to go beyond that, because once you go beyond that, people feel like your authenticity is gone. And I feel like we shouldn't have to keep trying to prove our authenticity to you guys, because at the end of the day, people talk about how they want YouTubers to be honest and authentic, but you still consume the content of people that you know damn well are lying to you, and you still consume the content of people that you know consistently come out here and stir the pot for views. It's not authenticity and relatability that you genuinely care about, and I really feel like y'all need to start thinking about that. And I'm not hating on that. At the end of the day, love on the people that you love on, but don't get mad at me for trying to exist authentically as I am, and don't force these unrealistic expectations of what authenticity, relatability, and honesty should be, because they ain't correlating. I want to be able to share my crazy ideas. Like, I want to be able to share the things that are on my heart and that are on my mind, and I want to be able to feel like when I create content that I'm genuinely giving you guys a little piece of me to take with you, you know, in a healthy way. And I don't feel like right now I can do that. And a lot of, you know, my colleagues on here feel the same way right now. And I don't like that feeling. I don't want to get on YouTube and resent the people that I create for. But also remember that I don't just create for other people. Like, I also create for myself. And I deserve to be happy here too. I shouldn't just be making other people happy. Like, I should be happy here as well. Like, when I pose that question about who are you inspired by, like, I have a whole system of how I do things, and I have ideas and things that I want to share with people, even if maybe I'm not the best person to do it. But I mean, nobody else is doing it, so but like, at no point should I try to engage with you guys and y'all will say everything but what I ask. Like, I just be sitting there, I'm like, I feel like a damn school teacher, because I'll ask a question and y'all will say everything but what I asked, And we complain about toxicity in the natural hair community, but when someone is asking you to show love, to talk about somebody that's inspired you, to uplift somebody else, y'all don't have anything to say except, oh my God, girl, your hair. Like, okay, you've seen this hairstyle like how many times? Like, you've seen this photo how many times? You saw this hairstyle in a video several different times. Like, you like, can we, like, come on, like, it gets frustrating. And so I didn't like that I had to go like disappointed mom on y'all. I had to do it on Instagram too. I didn't like that I had to do that, but I did, because I'm like, you don't get to complain to me and everybody else that we're toxic, but when you have the opportunity to pour a little bit back into the community, you don't want to do it. I don't like that. I'm the type of person that I'm gonna let you complain to me so many times, but then eventually we got to talk about solutions. And if you're not willing to participate in being part of that solution, then why are you still complaining? You have really good people out here that are honestly getting tired of being good people, because you run that authenticity into the ground. Like, you just run it into the ground, and then we're just sitting here like, damn, we have nothing left. Because at the end of the day, it feels like being honest, being positive, being authentic with the people that we love the most doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to do crazy shit to be relevant, and you shouldn't feel like you have to, be dishonest or disingenuous. Disingenuous. I don't know, one of them words. To be relevant. You shouldn't have to do that. I just hope that you guys know that whenever I do videos like this, it's coming from a place of me trying to be real before I get mean. Like, I don't ever want to be mean with my audience. I don't ever want to hold any type of resentment over my audience. I don't want to be that person. And so I feel like this is definitely a conversation that needed to be had for me. And some of you guys might be upset about what I said, but at the end of the day, like, it's just how I feel. And I can't change it. All I can do is put it out there and continue to do what's best for me. But just know I'm not going anywhere. I'm not abandoning natural hair content. I just want to be able to feel like I can be myself without having to uphold someone else's standards of what being myself should be. And that's it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I don't know, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know. But I hope that, maybe we can continue to work on this as a community. And just continue to love on each other. That's what I'll say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.